are feeling sleepy. Hello, all you adventurers out there in TV land. My name is CB Studios, also known as Kurt, and this is not the first time you've seen me dressed up in this gear, which means only one thing. Today we are talking about another Indiana Jones prop replica. Now, with Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny coming out just a few short weeks ago, a bunch of people have been really excited about Indiana Jones and talking about various props and prop replicas from Indiana Jones, and that also means we have opportunities to pick up new prop replicas. Now, the prop we're talking about today is a very new prop. In fact, I pre-ordered it a couple of weeks ago when I saw it come up for sale. Zing Pop Culture here in Australia, a sister company of EB Games, or Electronics Boutique if you grew up in the 90s like I did. Basically, GameStop, I think, is the closest thing that you have in the United States. They're pretty much the same fucking company. They bring out prop replicas every now and again through a company called SalesOne. Now, SalesOne typically do jewelry, but they do some prop replicas that are appropriately sized. Most of the stuff that I've seen of theirs has been through the Marvel Cinematic Universe. They did a really nice big Doctor Strange Eye of Agamotto, which I wear with my costume. They brought out pin replicas. They brought out Nick Fury's wallet from Captain Marvel, which is a pretty nice prop replica actually. It's a really nice shield wallet, which is great. They brought out Star-Lord's communicator badge, brought out all sorts of stuff, and it's really, really cool. And they're typically nicely cast metal prop replicas for about the $50 to $100 price point, somewhere around there. Now, the thing that we're talking about today, SalesOne have done an Indiana Jones piece. I pre-ordered this when we found out that this was happening. Zing brought out a bunch of Indiana Jones merchandise. They brought out some licensed bags, some nice little like laptop satchel bags and backpacks and the usual water bottles and heat change coffee mugs, that sort of thing. But this really caught my eye. And you'll see that it's not branded as Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. No, in fact, it is branded as Indiana Jones and the Raiders of the Lost Ark. What could be in this box? What's in the box? Well, I'm going to tell you, it's a headpiece to the Staff of Ra. And so I pre-ordered this a couple of weeks ago. It reckons that it's a 1-to-1 prop replica. Sticker price on this is $78, so it's not the cheapest, but it's apparently a metal amulet Staff of Ra necklace. That's the thing. Headpieces to the Staff of Ra are plentiful. You can get many of them. You can get the Disney Parks version, which is available in the Disney Parks. Obviously, that's why it's called that. Also on Shop Disney, if you're in a country that is serviced by that arm of Shop Disney. You can get the Hasbro Light Up Well of Souls version, which is quite nice, but I do not have. It's basically their Adventure series, which is their Star Wars Black series or Marvel Legends series of prop replicas. It's pretty decent. I think it's around the $70 to $100 mark Australian, or $50 if you're over in the United States, so not terrible. You can get lineage copies, you can get third-party copies, 3D printed copy like I did if you're so inclined. This is one that I 3D printed on my Photon S resin printer several years ago, and I gold leafed it and then aged it, and it's functionally nice. It's pretty decent. Or you can have a lineage cast. That's pretty rad as well. Now, this is on loan from my friend Jared, and this is a really nice lineage cast. Very old resin casting. It's quite fragile. Comes in this nice little box to keep it safe. So I'm gonna pop that down before I break anything. But back to what's in the box. This is apparently a headpiece to the Staff of Ra. So let's open it up and check out and see what SalesOne has done for us. First things first, comes in this nice little jewelry box. It's hinged, as you can see. And we do have a sticker price on the bottom there, which is $78. We got some details on the back, which basically just says SalesOne's based in Connecticut. It's Indiana Jones and the Raiders of the Lost Ark. It's got a little barcode. It's got a warning label. Don't eat it, I guess. You eat it if you want. I'm not your mum. But let's crack this open and see how we look. Alright, so on top here, we do have we have a little certificate of authenticity, which is actually really nice. It's foiled, all of the text is foiled, and it says, Indiana Jones and the Raiders of the Lost Ark, Certificate of Authenticity. This document certifies this necklace is inspired by the Staff of Ra, as seen in Indiana Jones and the Raiders of the Lost Ark. These jewelry items are officially licensed and manufactured by SalesOne LLC. Very cool. It's in a nice little Ziploc bag, I guess. It's quite a thick little cardstock, so it's pretty cool. And I can see it here, but let's pull this away and... Ooh. Right off the bat, this is much smaller than other headpieces than I have seen, or I own. In fact, if we get this lineage resin cast out, you can see, oh, we're quite a deal smaller. In fact, we are much, much smaller. This is certainly necklace sized. It's, I don't know how big that is. It's not great. It's not huge. If you are hobbit sized like me, then this is actually not terrible. It's not a bad size for you. But if you are like a regular human being sized, or you have overly large hands, like XXX Golfman XXX, who has famously large hands, you may find that this is just a little bit too small for you. But this is a necklace, so we're going to pop him out of the box and have a look. Now actually the inside of the box is really nice as well. You can see it's got this cool map design on the inside lid. And we have a felted card riser. That's quite nice in here. So let's give it to me. All right. So we do have the necklace sections, and this is metal as well, I will say. We're not overly thick, but it's not terrible. And we do have the rest of the necklace on the back. So we're going to undo this, and we'll give you a look at the whole thing. It's just held in by little twist ties, which is nice. So it is collector friendly with this sort of thing. Ooh, okay. We got the rest of the chain. Give it to me. So much tape. Alrighty, let's free it. Give it to me. Come on. Please give it to me. I'm asking you nicely to... Fucking hell, it's not going to fall out, I will tell you that. Oh, and then that's screwed in through the top. Awesome! Alright. You know what? Okay. So I'm going to take the chain out. Now, it's been a little while since I've watched Raiders of the Lost Ark, because I'm a bad fan. I watched Last Crusade last weekend, so... we have... this is pretty much meant to imitate the necklace that Marion wears in the bar in Raiders of the Lost Ark, which is a different version of the headpiece, so it's not quite accurate in that respect. We've got a nice thin gold chain. We've got one of those little gold-plated Chinese, I believe it's Chinese, coins there. Got a couple of nice little stones, nice little turquoise, and I don't know, I'm not a stonologist, on there. So stones on the chains. We've got a nice little lobster clasp up the top because I like saying the word lobster. And we do have a tiny, tiny little plaque thingy, little trinket bit that says, it just says Lucasfilm. Because it's a Lucasfilm piece. Now, this is nice and weighty. It is metal. It does make metal noises on there. And we do have a stone in either side. It's nice and glittery in the eye of the bird, as you can see there. It's got a really, really high bezel around the eye there, which is not there typically on these ones. I don't know if you can quite see it on the sandwich. The highest point on this prop, I'm not quite sure if you can see it, is actually the edge of the wings, right around this hole in the center. And then the stone would fit in the eye there. On this one, we do have the bezel is pretty much, let's get me in front, let's do the beauty blogger thing. Yeah. Bezel is the highest point on this one, which is not bad. It's pretty nice. You get a really nice gold finish, which is cool. It actually sits quite nicely, and it hangs nicely off the necklace. It's pretty heavy, so I'm not sure if you'd want to wear something like this around. But honestly, if you're doing, say, an Indy and a Marion cosplay for a convention, something like that, and you had Marion in the red and white outfit, this would actually be quite a nice necklace accessory for Marion, just to have that sort of prop that's appropriately sized in proportions. So we do have the markings around the front, as you can see there, and we have the markings on the back. It is not a symmetrical sculpt, it is different on both sides. It does have that imitation sort of wire wrap edge. I'm not sure if you're going to see it, but you'll probably get a better idea in the beauty shots at the end. The texturing is nice, the detail is nice, the sculpting is nice. We do have some very, very faintly printed, actually in a nice little cream or like a yellow color. You've got the Lucasfilm copyright on there. And honestly, it's a pretty nice prop replica. I really wish this was full size. I do believe that the website does say that it's 1:1, which this clearly is not. This is much, much smaller. If I show you the scaling, this is default 100% scale for my original, for my 3D print. This is default 100% scale for my 3D print. And if we compare it to this Lineage one, we're actually a little bit larger on the 3D print. It kind of looks like a cookie, and now I'm hungry. But you're about that sort of size. So if you go 1, 2, and then you go 3, we're much smaller, which is a shame. I do feel that this had a lot of potential to be a really, really good prop replica, and unfortunately, due to its size and scaling, it's just been relegated to being a good prop replica. It's not bad. If you can pick it up for like 50 bucks, this would be great. This is a nice metal headpiece to the Staff of Ra. It's a nice, neat prop. It comes in a really cool display box, and I'm probably going to display it in that box. Is it 100%? No. No, it's not, and that's a little disappointing, but it is a very cool addition to my Indiana Jones collection. Thanks very much for watching, guys. If you enjoyed this video, do throw me a comment down below. If you owned this, if you've seen this in stores, if you've never seen this or heard of SalesOne before, I'd like to hear that too, because it's always interesting hearing who knows of these companies and who doesn't. If you want to see more Indiana Jones content, please do let me know. My last video didn't do a huge amount, but I did get some interesting feedback from you guys. So if you guys want to see some more indie props, do let me know. If you've seen Dial of Destiny and you didn't like it, I don't fucking care. I don't need to hear it. I'll have to go and see it again tonight because I really enjoyed it the first time. I'm gonna go take my parents to see it. It'd be pretty rad. Thanks very much for watching, guys, and until next time, maybe just go Lineage? I don't know. Who knows?